You go on that parking lot, I got a 6-inch lifted Toyota Tundra with some giant 37s, and I love my truck. And I drive that thing everywhere in this town, and if I can park it anywhere, I'll park it next to a Prius if I have to, because I think it looks hilarious. I have a giant truck in this tiny car. And I thought, man, that's just the way things should be, and that's Texas, right? Texas is trucks and cars and all these other things. And I got my first taste of like a country outside of the United States and how they handle transportation. And I went over there, a big car proponent, right? And I got there, and I didn't see anything of the sort of how that city moved, right? The pedestrian was the #1 most respected person on the street. It blew my mind. Like, if a person stepped into the street, they were completely in charge of the street at that point. I don't know, first of all, know how anybody drives in that city, but that's here nor there. But the bike, then you stepped up to scooters, and you stepped up to the motorcycle, right? Or the Vespa, or the little vehicle, right? And then you moved up into the cars. So I learned in a very short 10 days about how it takes a community, right? What it looks like when the pedestrian and the walkable portion of that is the ultimate respected piece of the transportation puzzle. So then I was actually texting the TCI team, which is the transportation department of the city. I was texting one of the assistant directors, telling him, all right, man, we got to figure something out, because I've seen in action what you were explaining to me about how people can move through a community. And then the second piece that really jumps out at me, in that thing is how we, I'm thinking, how do we bring that to San Antonio, right? Because there's no correlation between Paris and San Antonio. There's absolutely none. Like, how is that going to work for us here? So I'm thinking, and what I wanted to take your questions and comments on tonight is, how do we, take those ideas and what's important to you, and how do we make that San Antonio's transportation vision, right? Because at the end of the day, we can bring in a million great ideas, and Mexico City is going to do it one way, or Paris one way, but how does that work in San Antonio? Because we have a lot of opportunities in the coming years when we deal around funding, financing, transportation, and vision.